A flower for you. My love. Boring, I know. It's boring. It's boring to a lot of people. It's true. But to a lot of people, it's exciting. When used correctly, it is a powerful tool. Well, good morning here from Bali, my last day. Always mixed emotions. Well, for the beautiful gentleman that said that background noise is static, it isn't. That background noise is probably about 50 to 100 crickets all making the same noise at the same time. It's crickets, it really is. It isn't static. There's nothing static here at all. Nothing that absolutely sounds like that. Now, when I was at one of the temples, there was a machine, and it was a generator, and it was making a horrible noise. That is crickets, honestly. But I do totally get what you're saying. It's horrible, because you've got to be in Mother Nature to really appreciate that sound. If you're listening to it through AI, it's going to sound distorted, it's going to sound horrible. I put a flower here. I'm not gay, but my boyfriend is. Nope. Not gay, never been gay, just happy. Lots of gay friends, loads. In fact, I was called a fag hag once. Somebody said, you got to be gay, you got so many gay. You're a hairdresser, of course you're gay. And I used to hold my hand like that when I was talking. So I used to hold my hand like that. I used to catch myself in the mirror and say, Jesus Christ, you look gay, man. Hey, the guys of the 80s, the people who grew up in the 70s, the people who were born in the 60s, as far as I'm concerned, all my friends, we sorry guys, we knew every colour, every race, everybody. And we loved everybody. We took the piss out of each other, all of us, and we laughed. And being from Yorkshire, it was never hate. It was never hate. There was no hate back then. We all got on, whatever colour we came. I mean, all my friends, Franklin Riley from Jamaica, Steve Massey from somewhere, India or Kashmir, fucking who knows? Who gives a shit where you come from? Polish guy, half Italian, what a talk about a sandwich mixto. They used to call me mongrel. You're a mongrel then? So yeah, mongrel. And so, sticks and stones was never anything like, I hate you because of your gender. We have no, we ain't that kind of people. We ain't that. If you're a knob, you're a knob. If you're a dick, you're a dick. It's got nothing to do with your colour. But the system evil realised that we have to separate them. So we have to make them hate each other. So this is where we are now. And hate each other doesn't mean You can hate somebody for hating, for believing that they hate somebody or they're taking the piss out of somebody. That's how ridiculous it's got now. So what are you upset for? Because you're taking the mick out of them. Excuse me, do you get upset that he takes the mick out of you? No, not at all. We're not. What are you talking about? Excuse me, why are you getting angry when the person that they're having a joke at isn't even angry, they're laughing? You fool of a took. But this is where we are. Programming. Can't stop it. Nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. Too late. So I just want to wish you all a lovely day. It's a beautiful day here. Beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful day. Final day. Have I had a great time? I've had a great time, guys. I hope you've had a good time with me. Hope you've enjoyed the journey here. Taking you everywhere I've been, just about. The places that I haven't been able to video is because I've been on my bike and something happened where I wasn't able to film because I was too busy at the moment. But I try my best to film and share as much as I can with you daily. So yeah, beautiful. Welcome everybody. I just answering a message this morning with regards to somebody said if you're a psychic and you read the tarot, why don't you ever read for, and they mentioned Charlie Kirk and so on, and I'm like, I think there's certain readers out there who do that, and it's never something that I never wanted to read and be a reader like that, like a celebrity reader, reading all for celebrities and talking about them. I know many celebrity readers. Never been my cup of tea. What are you gonna get out of it if I tell you about a celebrity? What does that, it's, to me, it's like, you could argue and say, well, if we found out about who killed Charlie Kirk and it was a government cover-up, you're already saying what you know is real. You already know what's true. It's so plain to see. Why do you need a psychic to tell you? You know, you can call bullshit out. You can smell it a mile off. Or else you're not connected. You're just programmed. And there's a lot of programmed people. That's it. Simple as that. So I've always said I don't see death, I only see life. When I read my cards, I don't see death. I'm not interested in seeing death because to me death is not a big deal. In fact, it's a release. It's breaking free from the program. Basically, you set yourself free. You're now no longer in a prison. So why would I be upset about death? I'm not upset about people who get cancer and have to watch them suffer. That upsets me. So what can I do about that? Maybe I can try and help them before they get the cancer. Maybe I can tell them to try and eat healthy, try and cut this out and stop sugar and stop worrying too much and try and find joy and happiness as much as you can in a world of satanic ritual abuse 24/7. Try and help people by saying no one has a power over you. By saying that the black screen is pure evil and only limit yourself. Please don't let your children have it. These are the things that I talk about on a daily basis because I realize that ripple effect can help one person or two or three. If I see something that I think is coming before it happens, I'm calling it out before. If I see you going down a path that I think maybe we can help before you go down that path, I'm going to do it. I called out what I believed was a global satanic sacrifice when everybody lined up for something in their arm, and I shared my truth and said, here's my feelings. Why? Because I knew, I could feel it in my heart, there's something wrong. My heart is my connection to my spirit. My spirit always knows what's right from wrong. Differentiating the brain, the fear of the brain, to just go to the heart and listen, you get your answer. Now, do I sometimes pick the cards up? Yes, I do. Why? Just for more clarity. So I get more clarity when I turn a card over. So do I need to turn a card over for Charlie Kirk? No, I don't. Whatever happened was a lie. It's really that simple. Whatever. You can smell it. Just like you could smell somebody saying, you know, if you take one of these in your arm, oof, these burgers are lovely. You get a free burger. Oh, these fries. Literally. Monsters were on screens eating burgers and fries. There was monsters on there telling you to go and do it. They are the monsters. They don't, they are the monsters. They look lovely, they look normal, they could be famous, they could be one, but they're inside, they are the dark spirits. They are the dark spirits. Oh, but he made a mistake. Okay. All right. And then we forgive the mistake. We forgive it. Stop talking about it, Mark. That was a long time ago. So I've just split the deck of cards, and intentionally I'll look down and ask a broad question about a certain situation that happened to someone. And I'm just going to ask what happened to that person. I do this in private. Don't do it in front of you. Don't make it like this is who I am. Don't do that. But I will, every now and again, say what actually happened to that man. What happened to him. So I turn a card over. And the card I get is this card. So it's not a good card. And the reason why it's not a good card is because it tells me, we normally see this card as delay, as you're never going to find out. Why? Because the moon is there, and behind the moon is the sun. It's kind of like an eclipse. That's why there's bright behind the moon. The reason why it's an eclipse is because you'll never find out the truth, because darkness, the moon, is overshadowing it. And the person there looks pretty upset, and what's going on in the mind is cloud, confusion. So what we've got here is a situation where the truth is being hidden and humanity has been clouded, meaning that there is a lot of lies, a lot of manipulation. That's all I need to know. I don't need to go any further than that, unless it was really important and I needed to know. I know that nothing will ever come of it. There'll be no revelation, no, now we know, never. Because darkness, which I consider is the moon is a construct. It's not real. It wasn't on our planet. It's been brought here. For me, it brings lies. It causes pain, causes suffering in the head. La lunatic. It causes issues and problems. You might love the moon, but I have a different version. It affects me differently. It affects people with parasites and all of these things that the moon does. It stops us from attuning to our higher self. Before the moon came, we could communicate psychically like animals, but now we can't, because the moon's energy there is something about the moon that has messed with our consciousness and body. So the moon is a perfect card for the Charlie Kirk. Perfect. It's a construct. Construct meaning that it's not natural. And the sun has been hidden, which the sun is the answer. The sun is yes, it's everything. It gets the truth, it's the power. It's been hidden. You'll never know. because of the powers at B, the powers, the darkness at B. That's it. So all you'll find is speculation, speculation, speculation. You'll never know the truth. Just like you never know the truth. Even though I'm sat with one of the greatest men who studied the shooting of Kennedy many, many years ago, and nobody ever gets to know the truth. He might know the truth, but nobody else will ever know it. Never get out there, the truth, because it's so tainted by so many lies and manipulations, by the moon covering everything up. And you hear one story and then somebody's saying another one, and it's all manipulated by darkness. And there's a lot of darkness, and there's a lot of liars in this world. There's a lot of cheats, there's a lot of hustlers, and there's a lot of dark spirits in this world. A lot more than you could ever imagine of dark spirits. And those dark spirits, to them, I mean, this is going to shock you, but to a dark spirit, when they see the death of, or they see a ritual, whether you believe he died or not, but when you see a ritual shown on TV to shock the world, to make them, it isn't just about sending a message out there. It's a million different things what it's doing. A million things what it's doing. And the dark spirits have got a big smile on their face in these bodysuits. They're loving it. They're feeding from it. They're feeding from it because everybody else who's a good spirit is in shock, is feeling sick. I'm not talking about me, because death is death. It's nothing. It's a transition. Whether he died or he didn't, it's transition. It's no big deal. It's okay. Yeah. I'll miss my family. I'd miss my daughter if she passed. It'd be heartbreaking. What I'm saying is, I know she's gone to a better place, which hopefully she'll live for a long, long time. And that's what we hope for. But my mum died, and the pain and suffering that I went through, and then I realised that pain and suffering caused me so much stress that I had to let it go at some point when I found my path. And when I found my path, I realised my mum was next to me all the time. Whenever I thought about her, she was there. I could think about her now and she'd be here, and she'd help me with a question. Literally that easy. So then you think, wow, you actually, Mum, you're with me more now than you would have been if you would have been alive. And she smiled and said, yeah. She smiles and says, yes, absolutely. And I'm not dead, I'm here. I'm right inside you whenever you call me. You'll never be told this. You'll never be told this by a church. Never be told this by a religion. Because they want you in fear. They want you in grief. They don't want you at your strongest. Because when you're at your strongest, you vibrate at a frequency that attunes to everything. They don't like, dark spirits don't like you attuned to everything. It means that you spot who they are and you realise who they are. That's like the glasses on their live. Somebody also asked me a couple of days ago, 3 or 4 times, what do I think of Candice Owens? I've talked about Candice before. Candice is somebody who's just basically, for me, a baby, a little child with a stick, and it's my stick, leave me alone. And I don't mean that derogatory, I just mean that spiritually. Spiritually, she's in a bubble, and that bubble is called religion. Once you're in religion, there's no getting out. Very few get out of it. And on a spiritual mind, spiritual intuition, it's limited because you can only go so far with religion. So her looking into situations, she's only going to stumble at a point where she's going to either ignore the feelings that she'll have, which is her consciousness, or she will inevitably come to a point where she will ditch and throw away Christianity and religion and come to her own understanding, and that is that religion is merely a construct, what I believe, by the same forces that created the construct of the moon energy and the 5G poisons everything, because it's been hijacked. And Do I think she will break free from that? I think she'll be tormented because she speaks so strongly about her belief system. That it's, you will see glitches. Let me turn a card over and see what it says. It says she will. It says she will overcome and she will see the light and she will start to question religion. It says here that she will take her own, she'll be in the driving seat of her own life. She'll take control of her own life. So maybe that's a good thing, because those who break free from the program religion are set free to be able to expand their awareness. That's why I said she's still a child in a spiritual thing. I mean, she's intelligent, far superior than me. Has she got an IQ bigger than me? My IQ is like probably -1. I can't read and write. But where I come from, the brain is merely a programming computer tool. It doesn't really help when it comes to understanding life. So I suppose that's a really good sign that she'll break free. So you'll see glitches probably in her matrix, and glitches normally come out when you're speaking. Like, hang on a minute, you've just said something that contradicts your religion. You know, boom, oh, here we go. Now she's starting to, her spirit is starting to come out. So now she's no longer a child in a spiritual sense. She's starting to grow up. She's starting to mature. She's starting to pay attention. She's starting to listen to a consciousness that actually sometimes, oh, that came out. Oh, that goes against my religion. Yeah, there you go. Starting already. So you might see that in the future. It says here you might see it in, I don't know whether it's days or months, but for anybody who's, you know, who is open and into intuition and feels, and so you can spot it a mile off, you'll see it. I promise you'll see it one day. So, yeah, it's a good card. So, whether, you see, when people say, oh, they're programmed already, they're already in the system, she was this and she was that before. Absolutely. A lot of people are. A lot of people are programmed. And then they break free from that program. And you can't just tarnish them all their life. So, interesting. Anything else, Mr. Bajerski, while you've got your cards out? Anything else? Let's ask about digital, because it's a big thing at the moment. Digital ID. Where is it taking the spiritual souls that see through it? Where are they going to be? Okay. So this is a difficult one, because the blindfold is that we choose not to see it, and yet it's causing suffering. We choose not to see AI, and yet the lie behind us is telling us that it's important too. This is a frustration card. It basically says that we have to find the balance between AI. We have to not let it affect us. We have to shine, even in dark times, even when we see it. It says that most of the spiritual people who are awake and aware will have to come to terms with that what they see is heartbreaking, is soul destroying, and the only way we will find our balance is by acceptance of a new world. And it's not going to be easy, because it's something that we never prayed or wanted. So unfortunately, it looks like it's coming. And by closing our eyes to it is going to make us sick. It's not going to make us happy. It's not going to bring balance. So what I see is that it's going to affect a lot of people who are awake and aware, and it's going to affect us all the time. So our path is to find balance when we see this suffering. A bit like 2020. We knew what was happening. We saw it coming. We saw people queuing up, even to this day. We ducked and dived. We got around it. We weren't fooled by it. We weren't coerced into it. But what we saw was the suffering, and it affected us. As some chose not to look at it. Just ignore it and get on with your life and let them people be. That's what they want, free will. And that's how they got around it, but it still affected them to this day. Has it affected me? Yeah, it's affected me, especially when children was involved. You can't explain the feeling like a child. Yeah, it was just heartbreaking. So AI seems to be exactly the same, so it looks like it's going to be equally devastating. It's going to be manipulating. It's going to be legal. So this is to do with justice. It means that there's nothing we can do because the law, the satanic law, who control this world is going to make it legal. So there's nothing we can do. There's going to be a lot of people thrown into prison. There's going to be a lot of people screaming out injustice. There's going to be a lot of suffering in these next coming 11 years. So, yeah. But we knew it. We could feel it. And that's the way it is. So, all I see is the answer to that is that the same answer that we had 5 years ago and what we've been through and where we are now. It's going to be the same feeling, and we're going to have to figure out a way to not let it affect us. So there you go. That's kind of like how I read the cards. I don't like doing the celebrity thing. I really don't. I do it. It's not impressive. I don't like celebrity stuff. I think it's just cheesy. I think it's just a way of getting clicks and people to watch you. And that isn't, I mean, what I've just shared with you isn't really profound. You already knew it. And I can tell you after thousands and thousands of readings that I've done, there's never really a moment where, oh my God, there might be, but then when you sit down with them and say, be honest, think about it. Does this make sense? Was there ever a moment that you might have thought, and when you dig deep, not everybody, but nearly everybody, just said, yeah, I denied it, I ignored it, I didn't think it was possible, but now you've said it, it makes complete sense. That's whatever. It's like, I'm sorry, your father's not your father. Your uncle's your father. And so on, and so on. Like things that just blow you away. And then stand up and get upset or whatever, and then they go out and then they do the homework and then, oh, yeah, what you read is actually true, Mark. And I'm like, well, I can only share what I share. I don't know whether it's true or not. I'm not a psychic that says, you know, I'm not one of these Sylvia Browns and, you know, where's my daughter? She's dead. She's underneath water. Oh, okay. Oh, my son. She's underneath water. Oh, well, it was... Oh, okay. Well, it was in 9/11. Well, she is underwater. Like, bullying you. And then, well, there was fire engines. There's water. It's like, That's not me, guys. It's not who I am. I've never been like that. I don't like that kind of shit. Just ruins everything. It makes it easier for dark spirits to mock and ridicule and laugh and point. But that's it, really. I had a great time here in Bali. It was really lovely. Mixed emotions as usual, going back home. Flights always never. I don't particularly like the flying. It's 20 hours. But was it worth it? Of course it was. It's beautiful here. Could I have stayed longer? Yeah, I could. I literally could have stayed another 1.5 weeks, but I've decided to come home. Just follow that guidance. But it's been lovely. I've had my fill of coconuts. Every morning, you've seen me with a coconut. There you go. What does it taste like? Coconut. Now, it tastes like water, and some of them, when the baby coconuts, yesterday I had a coconut that tasted sweet. So every coconut tastes a little bit different. Some taste like water, but like a sweety water. Some taste like, oh my God, that's amazing. So like when you eat an apple, some apples taste lovely, especially if they've not been sprayed, if they've not been poisoned, if they pull them straight from the tree, like, oh my God. That energy that you eat the energy because you've just taken it from the tree. Well, these coconuts are fresh in the morning, so they're taken off the tree. So you're not drinking the first half hour, that's for sure. But I've talked about the magic half hour with fruit and vegetables. If you can, pick your own and eat it within the first half hour. Eat it within the first few moments. You're eating the energy. You won't be taught this at school because evil doesn't want you to strengthen your energy field, your aura. If you eat an apple from a tree or any fruit or vegetable, straight away you eat its energy and your energy grows. Never hear that. You'll never hear that. Nobody will ever talk about that. The magic half hour. I've never heard one person talk about it. Why do I know? Because I watched. When I pulled a piece of fruit from a tree, I saw the energy still around it. And in half an hour, I sat it down. I wrote it down. I wanted to learn about energy around everything. And within half an hour, that energy field went down and down and down. Now, inside, there might be still energy in there, but around it, the energy field was very, very bright when it was on the tree. It was very powerful. It was out here. Like your energy field, depending on how you're feeling, depending on if you're sick, if you're not sick, if you're joyful, depending on how you are as a body, how you are as a spirit, depends on your energy field. So when people came to me, most of them, they came with little or no energy field, 1 or 2 or 3 inches. That's what I was used to. Have I ever seen somebody with a great energy? I have. I've seen mums, I've seen Balinese with incredible energy. At least shining out of them. What? 4, 5, 6 feet? Maybe there's a reason that darkness knows. Why it made sure in the past 4 or 5 years when they told us you can't stand next to each other at least 6 feet. They know. There's reasons. So, yeah. Any questions, guys? Any questions have you got? I think anything. If you put a fruit or a vegetable in a crystal, say a big quartz geode, you stick it on it or something and leave it there, it has to have an effect, just like water does. Everything. If you look at everything as energy, frequency, and vibration, then it has an effect. So when you look at history, when you look at the old singing bowls that were found, they originally believed that they were for wine. They originally thought these bowls were for wine, and then they realized that the residue was fruit, and they realized that they were using the frequency of sound to vibrate the food at a higher level. So it wasn't, these bowls weren't for wine as they thought, they were for fruit and vegetables, and they would use the singing bowl to vibrate the fruit at a frequency. Why do you think every single product that I ship out, everything that you get, is played in a singing bowl? You've seen me over the years. I put all my bottles, before they go to the office, in a singing bowl. See, all my crystals in a singing bowl. So I get the vibration high, and that vibration is a memory. It stays in there. So yeah, all of these things you'll never hear about. It's all wacky, wacky, weird, weird, because they want you to think that. They want you to think everything to do with what we do is evil. Oh, your incense sticks, evil. I was talking about that with Kim and Ole. It's evil. Is it? Why is it evil? Because you're playing with the devil. Well, hang on a minute, Mr. Religious person. What's that round thing that you're wafting at everybody? Oh, that's different. Why is it different? It's incense. I use that incense. I use frankincense in tons of my stuff. Am I still evil? Oh yeah, but you're evil. You can't do it. Everything that this satanic system, this world, this lie has created to make you believe in something, if it is the mainstream belief systems, you've got to turn that around and realize it's lies. It's all lies and manipulations. You'll never know the truth. The truth is known. The truth is hidden. That's why they call it hidden. It's all true. It's all hidden because they don't want you to know. They don't want you to find your power. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to be strong. They want you to be weak, sick, so that you need them. The bully wants you all in fear so that you run to him for help. That's what the satanic system does. It doesn't ask you for joy. It doesn't share love. It doesn't share wonderful stories of great heroic behavior from good souls and spirits. It just wants to show you death and destruction. It wants to show you that you could be stabbed at any given moment. It wants you to believe that the world's falling apart, and without the system it's chaos and anarchy. It's all a lie. All of it. All right, well, I guess that 10% of people now, psychologically speaking, will have not even watched this because I've got a flower in my ear and I must be a puff or a gay and or not really somebody that we should listen to. Seriously, that's the state of how brainwashed people are right now. But that's okay. It's just the way it is. We'll stick to this card. We have to figure out balance in the coming years and do our best. And that's it. Next time I shall see you guys will be in my Pure Energy Healing Academy. Wish you a lovely day. Anything else? Anything you want to say? Yeah. The thought crosses everybody's mind. Anything that is different, anything that doesn't fit to the narrative is going to affect your mind and make you judge. Then you know that you're in full program mode. That means the satanic system did its job. And that's why we have to work to unlearn and break free from the bullshit. So here's a flower. And in Bali, the Balinese wear these flowers, men and women. They have rice here after a blessing. And I share this beautiful Balinese flower with you with love. And what does this flower mean? Well, if I'm reading this flower to you, this stem is short. So I would say our time is short. Enjoy it while we're here. Is it strong? Very strong. You are very strong. Your stem, your core is very strong. You fall, but you come back up again. Look how perfect the petals are. In every way, you are perfect. You have strength, your emotions, your character, everything about you. All of these are all interlocked together. They make you who you are. Beautiful. The yellow shows me that you are a lion. You are perfect. You are the strongest. Evil, darkness fears you. Fears when you open up. And you are open. You're not closed. You are so open and so strong. And right now, you've never been as strong. You just need to understand who you are and how powerful you are. This is you right now. And you smell gorgeous. All right, I'm wishing you a lovely day from the bottom of my heart. Have a great day, guys. Love you all. See you back in Spain. Bye.